BeatBot is a sample-based beat production app for Android. It provides an intuitive interface to capture musical ideas quickly, as well as more advanced sound sculpting capabilities to refine sketches into finished products. The first thing you'll see when you load the app is this default project. You'll see a list of tracks on the left with icons: a kick, snare, closed hi-hat, open hi-hat, and clap. There are lots of other sample types, but you're started with the basic drum kit. You'll also see a note editing grid. This is a flexible grid which is modeled after Ableton, but with full multi-touch support. You can navigate the note editing grid by pressing and dragging, and you can zoom in and out by pinching. So let's add some notes. You can add notes by tapping anywhere on the grid. By default, the notes are quantized to the beat division of the current zoom level, but we can make the notes longer or shorter by holding down the note and moving another finger to stretch or shrink the note. Multiple notes can be selected in 3 ways. You can hold a note and tap other notes to select a set of specific notes. You can press and hold on a track icon to select all notes in the track and deselect other notes. Or you can long press anywhere on the grid and drag to select a region. Once you have a set of notes selected, you can move them all together just like an individual note by dragging with a single finger or pinching to change their length altogether. Dragging over non-selected notes does not delete the covered notes unless the move is finalized by releasing. Notes can be copied and pasted by selecting a group and pressing the copy button up top, then tapping anywhere to paste. The notes will be pasted below and to the right of the tapped cell. You can delete notes by either double tapping on a single note or selecting a set of notes and pressing the X button in the top right. By default, notes are snapped to the beat based on the current zoom level. But if you want to nudge notes off the grid for a shuffle or swing effect, you can disable Snap to Grid in the Settings menu. As with all actions in BeatBot, all note change events can be undone or redone. The loop window, shown at the top of the grid, tells the app where to loop playback. It can be edited just like a note, either by pressing and dragging to change its position and keep the current loop length, or by pressing and dragging with another finger to pinch and change the loop length. There are adjustable volume, pan, and pitch levels for each track and note, as well as global levels. To adjust the levels for a track, select a track and press the horizontal level button. For note levels, select the vertical level button. Note levels can be adjusted individually by pressing and dragging the note's level. Or they can be adjusted as a group by selecting multiple levels, just like with notes, by pressing a single level and tapping others, or by holding and dragging to select a group of levels. Once multiple levels are selected, they can be moved all together the same amount, or they can be moved as a line by holding 2 of the selected levels and dragging them individually. This is useful for automating continuous changes. The relationships of the note levels are maintained until the adjustment is finalized by releasing. To adjust the global levels, select the master track and adjust them just like with the single track. You can set the project tempo by selecting the master track. The tempo can be set in 3 ways: by tapping, by pressing and dragging on the tempo, or by pressing and holding to set a specific tempo. To create a track, press the plus button below the track list. A newly created track does not have a sample assigned. To assign a sample, click the Browse button. The drums directory has all of the built-in samples included with BeatBot. A full set of 808, 909, and DMX drum samples are provided out of the box. The recordings directory has all user recordings. You can also browse any audio file on your phone or tablet by selecting your root directory. WAV, FLAC, OGG, and AIFF files are currently supported. To delete a track, press the red X button underneath the Note Edit view. Of course, you can always undo and redo these actions. You can change the sample for any track by selecting the track and pressing its sample name. To edit the selected sample, select the waveform icon. Here you can preview the selected sample, change the sample's gain, change the begin and end time, and reverse or loop the sample. The sample's amplitude envelope can be adjusted with an ADSR. To add an effect, choose a track and select the Effects button. BeatBot comes with a rich set of effects, including a reverb, a stereo delay, a low-pass, bandpass and high-pass filter with tempo-synced modulation, chorus, flanger, tremolo, and a sample reduction effect. Each track can have up to 3 effects, and global effects can be applied to the master out. Choose an effect from the list and modify the parameters using the knobs or the XY slider. You You can disable or enable an effect by using the toggle in the top bar when viewing an effect. Dragging the effect labels changes the order the effects are applied. Effects with beat synced modulation will update based on the project tempo. To change or delete an effect, press and hold on the effect label and select a different effect. Selecting none will remove the effect. You can mute and solo any track by pressing the M and S buttons next to the track icon. You can record from any individual track with its effects applied, or record the master out to capture a whole session. You can record your own samples directly with a microphone. Let's try this now. Arm the recording by pressing the record button. Recording will not start until the threshold is reached.
Meow.
And it will continue until the record button is pressed again.
Meow.
To save the project, go to the main menu and select Save Project. We can load the project again by selecting Load Project. If the app crashes, BeatBot automatically tries to restore the last project just as it was before crashing. To save and load note patterns alone, without any other project state, you can use the Import and Export MIDI actions in the main menu. This is useful for exporting or importing patterns to or from another app. BeatBot is available on the Play Store and works on most Android devices and OS versions. You can find a link in the video description. Thanks for watching and have fun!